Hello, guys. Welcome back to another episode of the Real Trash Podcast, where we talk about trashy subjects or just things that are very trashy. Anything from politics to anything from just normal life things, from celebrities, whatever it is. And also, yeah, and I have disabilities. And so this is really the big topic that I like to talk about on my podcast. Yeah, and that's what I really talk about on these podcasts is really who I am as a person. I've had hard of hearing my whole life, and I don't know anything different. So I like to explain that to people on my podcast. So wherever I go, that I'm not afraid to um, be able to talk about these things. And there's going to be people out there that are not going to like these things, but I do need to address these things because this is my life. And just because you don't like it, um, that's okay. But at the end of the day, you have to know that I am a human being too, and that I have these things and difficulties that I have to deal with every day of my life. And yeah, so I also am on the autism spectrum too, autistic spectrum. And yeah, so I can be a little different. I'm always a little different out there. But yeah, so today's episode today is another episode we're going to be doing today. Because last episode we were on here, it's been a while since we've been on here. But the next episode we have, the last episode that we did was Disney was going to launch the new disability access service that they had at Walt Disney World, and hopefully it's at Disneyland too. And I think it is now because of the things I've been hearing and the scenarios I've been hearing now. But yeah, so um, the last time it was about to launch, and now it has launched. So we're gonna read this article. If you are here to listen to the article, it's gonna be a little bit, but I hope you're here in for a treat for this one, so we can talk about these things because disability is a big concern to me. And this is why I am here to be talking about these things on my podcast. But also, you can watch my vlogs um, on my YouTube channel too. You can watch my other videos, YouTube videos. I like to do my reels too. So this is the daily. This is a life of my life, and this is who I am as a person. Yeah. So let's get into it. So Disney launches new disability access service policy at Walt Disney World. Walt Disney World's new disability access service is now in effect and only available to guests with a developmental disability, such as autism or a similar disorder. In person registration for DES at the parks have been limited, and all applications for the service must be done via live video chat available from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern Time. The new policy is aimed at addressing the misuse of this widely used benefit, which skips. Okay, I don't know why I said that. Okay, hold up, sorry. um, misuse of this widely used benefit, which misuse this widely used benefit, and which I agree on that. This has been misused, and I hope Disney is listening to this. It has been misused, and yes, this needs to be dealt with. Which gives conventional queue environment at the parks and tries to ensure that the EAS is used fairly and only by those who truly need it. And I agree with that, that truly need it, that truly need it. Not like if, truly need it. Improving the park experience for all guests. And I agree a, a, a ton with that. And I'll talk about these things at the end after we do this article. DAS is intended for guests with difficult tolerating extended waits in a conventional queue environment due to a disability. DAS offers return times for attractions similar to standby waits, allowing guests and their party to enjoy other parks' experience instead of waiting in line. Disney has dramatically narrowed the scope of eligibility and now says that DS is for guests with a developmental disability like autism or similar. The new DS also extends the environmental enrollment period from 60 days to 120 days and reduced the DS party size to 4 guests. And that's must be true because yeah, it used to be 6, now it's 4 guests. Disney is facing increasing abuse of the system, which is according to sources who spoke with WDW Magic, is the primary cause for extended wait times in the Genie Plus Lightning Lane and occupies a significant quantity available Lightning Lane inventory. So it's kind of like the fast pass lane in it's kind of like that. Genie Plus is like the fast pass lane, but it's at Walt Disney World is called Genie Plus, and then Genie Plus it's called the Fast Pass at Disneyland in America. And I will talk about this stuff at the end of the video, like I said. Disney is teaming up with the Inspire Health Alliance to help cast members determine eligibility. And then it tells you how to register for DS at Walt Disney World. Registration is available via live video chat. Speak with a cast member via live video chat to determine eligibility as soon as 30 days in advance of a park visit. So you have 30 days in advance for a park visit that you can determine your eligibility. At this time, live chat is offered in English only. In-person registration is no longer be available at theme park guest relation location. CAS is provided after conversation with the cast member to determine eligibility. The guest with the disability or a parent guardian will participate in the registration process. This requires having a photo taken of the DAS registered guest. DES registration maximum party size is a registered DES guest and up to 3 additional party members for a total of 4 people. So, okay, that makes sense. What they mean by the 4 people. There would be me as having the autism, whatever, and then the 3 other that come with it includes 4. DES is valid for up to 120 days. Once service has elapsed, guests will need to re-register. This is that if it is determined that any of the statements that a guest made in the process of obtaining DS are not true, the guest will be permanently barred from entering Walt Disney World Resort and the Disneyland Resort and the previous purchased annual passes, Magic Key passes, tickets, and other products and services will be forfeited and not refunded. I really agree on that, and I do really agree on that because that is very I think that's a good thing that Disney took that step because I will address more, but like I said, this has been abused, and I don't like that. DES, how long is DES valid? DES is valid for the length of the ticket or up to 120 days, whichever is shorter. Once the service has elapsed, guests need to register for the program. Is DS issued at the Walt Disney World Resort valid at the Disneyland Resort? DES is valid only through the resort at which was issued. So DES, if it was issued at the Disney World Resort, you would only be issued over there at the Disney World Resort. If you're going to Disneyland, you will have to reapply at the DSN for Disneyland. So it's 2 different places you have to register for. The yes issue at Walt Disney World Resort, for example, is not valid at the Disneyland Resort and vice versa. Got it? What happens is any of the statements made by a guest in the process of registering for DS are found to be not true. This is another one. It is determined that any of the statement a guess made in the process of obtaining DS are not true, the guest will permanently barred from entering Walt Disney World, and any previous purchased annual passes, Magic Key passes, tickets, and other park products and services will be forfeited and not refunded. Where do guests utilizing DS go to receive return times? This is a good one. This is a really good one to know. Guests utilize DS and the party members to make return time selections right from My Disney Experience app. And the Disney app is really good for that stuff. And I think really on that subject, I think they really should have more return times. Um, but I can't. I think in the queue right now you can only do one return time. I hope Disney does change something with that to give us more of return times because that one ride is not going to help us because we need more rides to go on. There's that one ride we have to wait in, and yeah, that's just not going to work. And then you keeping us in the line with the other people that are in the fast pass lane. That doesn't. It's not very good. Our environment is still very hectic to us. Um, so guests using DS and the party members to make return time selection right from My Disney Experience app to the day of the park visit. Registered guests using DS and members of the party will be able to book, redeem, change, or cancel DS return times using My Disney Experience app via a smartphone or other smart device. If additional assistance is required, guests can also can obtain return times directly from a cast member at any guest relation or guest experience team location. That's really good. I like that. And then another question: what can guests do during the DS virtual wait? Yes, so this is when you apply for your DS, whatever it is, the accommodation thing, so you can get your registration, so you can go into the Fast Pass line, the Genie Plus line. This is where you have to apply to get it. Guests using DAS can enjoy many other experiences throughout Walt Disney World Resort during a DES virtual wait, such as other rides, show, concerts, parades, and character greetings. They can also take a rest in a break area, get something to eat, or go shopping. And I love this. I think this is a really good one. What can guests do during their DH virtual? Yeah. So I think that's really cool, and I think it's really awesome that they have this for us. Because I really like that kind of stuff too. Does the guest usually ideas have to be present to obtain a return time at a guest relation or guest experience team location? No, no, any member of the DS eligible guest travel party may obtain a return time, but the guest registered for DES must present and experience the attraction with their party. So that means if let's see, I'm the person that has the DES eligibility on my app. I added 3 people to the app. Those 3 people have to go with me. They can't use that app with somebody going to another place. You can't do that. You have to go with the person that has the app and that qualifies for it. And I love that about that. I like that. Um, does a guest utilizing DS have to ride the attraction at the exact return time listed? No, DS return times are not limited to a specific window and excuse me, sorry, and are valid until the park closes or an attraction closes for the day. And I love that too because that's a good one for me because like sometimes I can't exactly get to that ride right away. So I really like that for Disney because like sometimes there's so many things already in my head I gotta be doing as having autism and so it's sometimes it's hard to just go right to your ride. So yeah, there's a lot of things that go into that, but I like that the return time. I hope they have more return times, like I said, not just one. We can add more than one return time because that would really help us drastically. Yeah, it would really. And can a guest have more than one active DS return time at one time? And right, this is what I'm saying. It says, no, a guest may only have one DS return time at a time. The guest may obtain another return time for the same other different attraction 10 minutes after they redeem um, a return time. The guest may obtain another return time for the same or different attraction 10 minutes after the redeemed or return time. Okay, so it has to be redeemed first. So like, let's say once you go to the ride, that's redeemed. Um, so literally, you have to wait in the queue. So you're gonna be waiting on another ride in the normal line. That's what it sounds like. You're waiting in the line for another in the normal line with another ride, and then you're waiting for your queue return time. It could be like 35 minutes, 40 minutes until you get a return time to go to the ride with the genie plus or the fast pass lanes. And I just don't like that rule for us. And then you have to be in another line with everybody. No, it's just that I don't like that at all. Can a guest with an active DS return time receive a boarding group for one of the virtual queue attractions? Yes, a guest can hold one active DS return time and one virtual queue boarding group at the same time. When a guest utilizing DS goes to the attraction with a virtual queue, they, along with their party, will speak to a cast member at the attraction about accessing the queue. Okay, so that is all that is here. Um, and so I've been hearing there's been like a lot of things that have been going on lately. I know some people have come out on TikTok. They don't really like this rule. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm sorry that, I'm sorry that it doesn't work for you. But with me, I think it's a really good thing that it has happened this way. I really think that, um, I'm not for the problem about the queue part with the app. I feel like that one, because like I said, you have to go and wait in with the normal line, and then you wait in 30 minutes to wait for your attraction to be going into the fast pass lane. And it could be like 35 an hour away, I don't know. And you have to wait to get that. You have to wait for it because there's always a return time. So it could be like at 10:45, whatever. You got to wait for that attraction. And so that really kind of frustrates me that Disney needs to figure out a better way, like maybe add um, more, more than one queue time, because one time is not good for us. And then you're already having us in a different scenario. It's still very frustrating, and it's very nerve wracking to the system too. And a lot of special needs people really do need a better system where we can go straight to the line. And I know, like, really, so you're getting this fast pass, this queue, whatever. You're going into the fast pass, but you're still in the fast pass lane with everybody else. And, everybody is, and it still takes time in that line. But you have a big crowd still of people in the fast pass lane as you did with the normal lane. So you just waited your time, and then you're going into the fast pass lane with everybody else, which you waited at another line already with all these other people that, so it just makes no sense to me. And that's not very equality like for people with disabilities. And it kind of makes me nervous. I mean, it does go a little faster in the fast pass lane, but it really doesn't. And I hope they can make another a lane for people with disabilities, or maybe just maybe make it more aware that somebody has a disability. And there should be like a shortcut, like maybe a shortcut somewhere to get to the ride faster, instead of being all the way in the fast pass lane. So those are my few suggestions I have. But I have never been to Disneyland. I went last year in 2023. I haven't been back this year in 2024 with the system, and I haven't done all that stuff yet. But hopefully, I will do a YouTube video with that when I do the DES stuff, and I can upload, so I can really have the experience and then be able to go to Disneyland again, and then I can give you an update on how I feel as having disabilities, um, and be able to go and do what I need to do at Disney, whatever they have their procedures. But yeah, people have taken advantage, and there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be cruel about me as a person, because they don't have to deal with the things that I have to deal with every day in life. And so they're gonna try to antagonize you, try to make you motivated to know that you are kind of crazy. You're crazy, or you're just mentally ill and you need help. But I would tell people with disabilities that I would tell you you belong, okay? And this is why I do this. I do this podcast to tell you guys that you do belong in scenario on this earth. And I want you guys to know that you can talk about your disabilities and tell people about these things. And I don't want you guys to be afraid, to be able to talk about these things, to other people, because this needs to be more aware. And excuse me again. But yeah, we do need to make it more aware, and hopefully people will be more accepting over these things. And if they are not accepting, you need to stand up to your plate and be able to express yourself and be able to tell people that this is not right what you're doing to me, because or you need to explain it better to them. This is not right what you're doing. You need to stand your ground, because you are a human being at the end of the day. And like I said, this is not really a trashy subject, but it's more trashy subject on here is people that have taken advantage of the system at Disneyland. And I'm a Disney fan, as you can see. See, I have my Mickey over here, right here. Yes, I love my Mickey Mouse. And yeah, so I hope that you are more encouraged to go to Disneyland. And I hope Disneyland, or I hope Disney is listening to this podcast, um, because we need to be heard in the system, and Disney, and there's other corporations too that I hope people will be um, more adaptive, or more thoughtful, and more have more courtesy towards people with disabilities, and not so cruel, because we are human beings at the end of the day. And I bet everybody has something in them that they have an issue with, but some people don't want to admit what they have, and some people are angry with what they have and don't want to show it, or maybe their mom and dad have told them something really bad that they should never said. But yeah, so I want you guys to be true to yourself, anybody with disabilities, whatever you had. But stay strong, and thank you for being on another Real Trash podcast episode with me. And I'll see you guys next time when I see you again, okay? Love y'all. Ahui ho. And always be yourself. And go like this YouTube video if you've never liked my YouTube video, or go like this podcast episode today. I love you guys, and have a great day. Love y'all. Bye bye. See you later.